Hi Cancer, welcome to your very late August reading. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node and Progressed. So getting straight into it, Cancer, I really felt a sense of nostalgia as soon as I got into your energy. It was almost like I feel like something in your family life, something in your home life, something feels warmer. It's like there's a warmth returning to something. I'm literally seeing someone's like sparking a fireplace, like a really comfy, cozy looking fireplace in a log cabin. We have lunar eclipse changes coming out, and we have the 7th house of partners as well at the bottom of the deck. I feel like there's something coming up maybe with the mother or with your mother. Let's continue. We have 5th house creativity. Okay, Gemini, I think. So, Cancer. For a lot of you guys, it feels like you are maybe thinking a lot about kids lately. I feel like this energy I'm picking up a lot on is people coming into this, oh my god, I think it's time to have kids energy. I'm really picking up on it. I feel like it's probably the age group that I tend to attract because it's my age group. We're all sort of getting to this age where it's like, okay, I think we want to have babies. Lunar eclipse change, and we have the 5th house of creativity. So I really feel like for some of you guys, it's really feeling important that you start to think about your future and you start to think about how you want to how you want your family to look in the future. With Gemini, I think this says to me that you guys are really thinking a lot. You guys are really invested in the potential, I think, in August for where you could grow your family, where you could expand and extend your family. That's why I said there's a warmth. It's like a fire starting, maybe even like this energy of like carrying something in the womb. What is the womb? But it's warm. It's literally where life is nurtured, nourished and created. So I feel like you guys feel like you're in a little bit of like a cosmic womb portal in the month of August, especially towards the end, because you're not even going to watch this video towards the end of August. But it's just really feeling like a really beautiful opportunity to have a big shift in realization. For some of you guys, I'm hearing I heard miscarriage, so I don't know if some of you guys might have had a friend that's been through one, or you guys have recently experienced a miscarriage, or you know, anything like that. I'm just saying it because the word came up, but it's giving me with this lunar eclipse you know, an unexpected loss. So I don't know if it was something to do with that, or maybe it's just something changed up in your you know, in your home, in your family, that felt like an unexpected loss. It feels like August has kind of come through as an opportunity for you to see what it is that you truly want. I think before this loss happened, because this lunar eclipse is really giving me the sense that something has, it almost felt like it was sort of ripped away, torn away unexpectedly. And the 5th house, it's giving me kids, because the 5th house is the house of babies and kids and children. So, you know, some of you guys really have this playing on your mind, and others of you might, this might be talking about a project. It might be talking about physically wanting to invest in a project and wanting to invest in your roots and your foundation as your own person, now that you've, you know, grown into this beautiful, radiant version of you. I feel like Cancer, you guys have really stepped up and changed over the past few years. It's giving me the past 11 months in particular. I feel like you guys have really shifted the way I think that you're viewing yourselves. I think a lot of you guys are starting to see yourselves as more worthy and deserving of your own, what's the word? It's like your own respect. That's what I'm getting. Like, I feel like you guys are respecting yourselves more. So August has really got you sort of, with this Gemini, it's really got you thinking about the future. It's got you curious about how life's going to look now that you respect yourself in this different way, now that you have this excitement for your future, because the 5th house is giving me excitement, it's giving me play, it's giving me fun, it's giving me this energy of you wanting to connect with the inner child again, with you wanting to connect with a really deep sense of play and just silliness, you know. It's giving me silly vibes, especially with Gemini and the 5th house. Both of those energies very childlike, very curious, very playful. So the end of August is going to have you feeling a little bit more playful and a little bit more fun. because a lot of you guys are wanting to, I think, have children. I really think that this might just be one person in particular, and please let me know in the comments if this is you. But I feel like someone's really come to the realization of how much they desperately want to have a family of their own. And I feel like the biggest thing is the realization that having a family of your own is actually what's going to help you heal from the family issues or, you know, problems that you have. And I know that for a lot of people that's not actually the case. A lot of people take their unconscious, unhealed trauma and issues into their children, or to their children as well, and their children will actually live out similar experiences. That's what a generational curse sort of is. If our parents don't deal with something, we sort of get left with the brunt of it. We clean up that karma. So I feel like for you guys, look, shapeshifter at the bottom of the deck, I feel like you guys have already moved through all these different levels and layers of consciousness. You guys have already had to shapeshift and move out of a different version of you, a version of you that was maybe a little bit more quiet, a little bit more reserved. I feel like you've been holding back, and I feel like what I was saying with like this healing of the family wound by having your own family, it's time for you to shapeshift into becoming another version. It's time for you to shapeshift into becoming I think like someone who is more in love with life, more guided by their own sense of passion. And I'm hearing humility. It feels like you guys might have grown up in situations that sort of really tested the boundaries of what you were willing to accept as healthy in a relationship. It could have to do with parents, it could have to do with just peers, it could have to do with just societal, you know, relationships that you've watched unfold. But it really feels like August feels really clean for you. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Maybe it's because we're moving into Virgo season. That's two houses away from you, Cancer. So Virgo is kind of like your way of cleaning up your self-worth. Virgo energy can help you guys to really focus on what it is that you value and what it is that you care about. And it's by taking care of the little things on an everyday basis, really taking care of the nitty-gritty. And that's what a family sort of is. A family unit needs to be tended to each and every single day. You know, children need to be taken care of each and every single day. We can't just neglect them one day. we can't neglect them any day. You can't neglect children. You know, so this is really getting comfortable with the effort that you're needing to put in every single day to become this shape-shifted version of you, to become this really radiant. Look, the bottom, the deck that I have out here, it's an inner child deck, and the back of the cards all have an affirmation on them. And this affirmation is just staring at me before I even shuffle your deck. It says, I am a radiant soul, gifted beyond measure, superhero. That's the card. So you guys really have this powerful gift of being able to bring people together, and I think that you're falling more and more in love with yourself. And I feel like that's what's sort of shifting. You guys are bringing this excitement and this spiritual essence, I think, to your family, and to the thought of, I think, raising children and having children. And even if it's not children that you're wanting to like sort of bring this energy to, it's a creative idea. It's a creative baby, you know what I mean? It's a business baby. It's something that feels as though, oh, I just realized you guys can't even see the bloody cards. Yeah, it's just feeling like really, really positive, really exciting, really high vibrational for you this month. Cancer, I feel like, look, Four of Wands. There's something to celebrate. I feel like you're really celebrating a win, and that win is the fact that you found a level of success and structure in your own sense of self and your own foundations. And I think that you really are seeing the future more openly than you've ever seen it before. I feel like you guys are letting go of the burdens with that 10 of Wands in reverse. I think that the mountain, you know, it's been a long journey. I feel like you guys have been climbing the mountain, you've been walking the mountain. Last card we have is 7 of Wands. So, you know, you guys have really been putting in the work, I think, to get where you are. I feel like there's been so many changes that have already happened, and it's really had you needing to really work on, I think, your ability to take a step back, to take a breath, and to have patience. That's the thing that's coming up as well. Lunar eclipse change. It might be that, and Gemini, there could be an impatience that you've had with getting to a certain goal, or an impatience that you have with starting a family. And it pretty much feels like this end of this month is asking you to let loose and to have a little bit more fun, because it feels like you're blocking your blessings, you're blocking your manifestation, you're blocking what you want by getting in the way of that and pushing it away. Like I'm seeing the Seven of Wands as her kind of pushing her manifestation away, because she's you know, she's so caught up and overwhelmed, or not even overwhelmed, but just caught up in the energy of needing to make this thing happen, needing to receive this thing. So I think the more you can maybe detach from needing to receive and have this actual thing like birthed out into the world right now, that's what's going to give you so much peace, because it's this rushed energy of wanting to make it happen now. This Four of Wands, Queen of Swords, and the Seven of Wands, there's a lot of passion here, there's a lot of creativity, but this Queen of Wands is maybe asking for a bit of planning. It's maybe asking for a bit of clarity. Really think things through at the moment. It's really important that you use your discernment. I've been hearing the word discernment over and over again so much lately. It feels like at times you might have I said that like a Kiwi then. Step into a little bit of fantasy, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with fantasy. There's nothing wrong with daydreaming, visualization. We need all of those things in order to manifest. But I feel like at times, Cancer, you might get a little bit caught up in that. You might even, you know, spend a little bit too much time talking about things, thinking about things, imagining things, and not enough time actually taking physical actions, you know, doing the physical things that you need to do in order to make things come into fruition, if you know what I mean. So I feel like for some of you guys, it's needing to really pay attention to the results that you're getting externally. It's feeling like the world, the universe, or how should I say it, reality is really mirroring you guys a lot in the month of August. I'm seeing this Gemini card as mirrors. Literally, and same with this card, it feels like there is a mirror. I feel like your reality is really mirroring you. So whatever it is that feels like it's not working, I think that you're going to have manifestations this month that, you know, things might just break down in a way that make you think, okay, I think I need to take a step back. It feels like, you know, an example might be that you are starting a business and you're so excited about it, and this business is your baby, but every time you sort of take one step forward, you kind of get knocked two steps back, and that makes you really, really impatient. It makes you maybe sometimes even want to throw in the towel. But at the end of the day, you're being asked to really stick it out, to really have respect for the goal and have respect for what it is that you want to achieve. Whether it's starting a family of your own, or whether it's starting a business, whether it's, you know, anything. It's really about this month, I think, letting flow happen a little more, having a bit more fun, and having a little bit less rigidity. There's a need to celebrate what it is that you already have. There's a need to maybe, I'm seeing this Queen of Wands as like writing down gratitude lists. There are I think moments that are going to come up at the end of August where it feels like you might need to calm yourself down or work on your emotions, because your emotions might be getting in the way of what it is that you want, because those emotions, you know, they come in so hot and heavy in the moment that you might, you know, put something off or say something that you don't quite mean. It just sort of feels as though you have this radiant energy this month, and you need to use it in the healthiest way that you sort of can. We have the Don Juan archetype, which says light attribute spotlights your positive seductive qualities, shadow attribute using the power of romantic attraction for private agendas. So the thing is, one big message, and this is really going to the people who are wanting to start their families and who are wanting to maybe start businesses, don't get so worked up in what it is that you want that you do things that you're not necessarily proud of, or that you know just aren't necessarily the best way of moving forward. This is a time where it's really asking you to have integrity within yourself, because integrity is everything. Integrity is going to get you everywhere. That's what this Queen of Wands Swords is talking about. She wants you to have integrity as you make choices and as you play and dance with life, because if you don't act in your own integrity, you will get down the track and you will regret the choices that you've made when it comes to dealing with other people. I feel like this Don Juan is sort of saying, be careful not to get so worked up in, you know, an example is wanting a baby, that, you know, you're not actually having healthy communication with your partner and you guys are on totally different levels and, you know, you're hiding something, you know, little things like that. I'm not going to give a big example, like, yeah, little things like that. Okay, the light attributes of the shapeshifter is skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. So this is really being clear and really being connected to the potential for what it is that you want to create. And it's not just getting lost and caught up in the moment. It's not getting excited in the moment. You're really being asked in the month of August, Cancer, to not charge at things like a bull at a gate, to have some patience, to give yourself time to reflect, to give yourself time to think. Especially, like, I'm really feeling a lot of womb stuff. For a lot of you guys, I'm not even going to say a lot of you guys, there's probably one or two of you who really are just needing this month to focus on your cycle, on your womb health, on, you know, I just heard breasts, I don't know. So I feel like for someone in particular, there's just a real need to really take care of your physical vessel, especially if you're wanting to create life, if you're wanting to start a family. It's extremely important that you take care of you, because you can't create life if you're not taking care of yourself, okay? So the last message that we're going to get for you, Cancer, for the month of August is a little message from your inner child. And we have in a tangle. Bottom of the deck is bend and be. Yogi. So working out, exercise is really going to be something that is beneficial and helpful. It's definitely going to be, I think, very helpful for you if you give yourself time to process and breathe, because there is so much passion and excitement for what it is that you're wanting, and I think that things feel really positive for you this month, Cancer. So the important thing is that you actually allow yourself a moment to breathe and to take things in. It's really going to bring you, I think, a lot of release if you are able to stretch and let things go. Both of these cards have him sort of tangled up. In this one, he's not choosing to be tangled up. In this one, he's sort of choosing it. So it kind of feels as though you might feel in a bind. You might feel like you sort of are stuck between a rock and a hard place in a certain situation in life, and it feels like it's to do with family, it's to do with giving birth to something, creating something. It's really sort of asking you to maybe take a breath, to not need, like I already said before, to not need to charge, like I said, a bull at a gate. Those horses are charging off in the background and they're completely you know, tangling little Benny up. And this brings me to literally before I started filming this, I went down to my best friend's place. She lives next door, and I walked down to her house and her horses started chasing me, and one of her horses got stuck in his rug, and then I had to unrug him, and then I stepped in horse shit, and then I was trying to feed her wallaby, and like it started raining and everything went crazy and it went chaotic. And honestly, it could have pissed me off. It could have been like, what the? It was a bit of like one of those moments where I felt in a tangle, you know? Like, I'm not a super duper talented horsey girl. I like horses and I do my best, but you know, I don't spend every day with them, so I was awkward. I was like, oh, shit, no one's home. I gotta unrug this horse. I barely know how to unrug this horse. There's 5 other horses all around me. They're all neighing. They're all doing stuff. And you know what I had to do? I had to do that yogi thing, and I had to breathe and just do it, you know? Just get out there and do it. So it's funny because the tangle, as annoying as it can be, as frustrating as it can be inspiring and it can be fun. It can also really wake you up to your own resilience. It can really show you how strong you are. With this 10 of Wands in reverse, you know, you guys have had to push through things for a long time. I feel like you haven't been open with everyone about the struggles that you've actually been through. A lot of people might be shocked to find out some of the things that you've been through. And like I said, over the past 11 months especially, but yeah, I feel like this this August has really got you, I think, feeling proud of yourself when you're actually able to take a step back and give your and breathe, you know, bend and be. This says bend and be. It says, I adapt, shift, and grow. I am unbreakable. You are unbreakable. It says, I am strong, fierce, capable, and free. And then we have inner voice. I connect with my inner self and stay true to me. So it's really about listening to the inner voice. And that's what this Seven of Wands is as well. Really needing to get quiet and to listen to yourself. It's not about listening to everyone else. See, I always see this card as everybody else's opinions, all this loud noise, all these like different ideas coming in at this person, and she's just blocked off to them, you know. She's sort of sitting in her own essence. She's sitting in her own power and her own sense of possibility, and she's really connected. I'm like this, it's a crystal ball, so she's essentially divining. She's listening to spirit and listening to what it is that she needs to hear. In this card, you know, he's literally talking to spirit. So this is a month where it's really got you talking to spirit, talking to the divine. If you have something that you're really wanting that is on your heart, if you're really feeling you know, this is for one person in particular, if you're really feeling a loss, or maybe like you're unsure about what's going on when it comes to your children or having children, you know, it's really about getting quiet and speaking to the universe this month. I want to say God. A lot of you guys, some of you guys might not connect with the word God. I don't, you know, I just say it because I grew up saying it and it just comes out easily for me. So when I say God, I mean whatever the hell you want to call it. But yeah, I just feel like you guys are really going to be connected to that this month, and really, I think finding new opportunities and really relishing in the potential for what your life can look like, especially maybe in the next 9 to 10 months. Like I just keep hearing 11, so 11 months as well. It just feels like there's a big cycle and a shift that you're currently in, and it could have to do with the North Node being in Aries, South Node being in Libra. That's going to be squaring you. So it's obviously going to be creating some sort of shift and need to change within your evolutionary path, because that's where a square to the nodes, what a square to the nodes does in a chart, or just does in transit, does in general. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there, Cancer. I feel like that is enough. I feel like I'll end up being a broken record. I'm just going to say the same thing over and over again. So try and live with a light heart. Try and be as kind to yourself as you can. Try and speak with kindness. I feel like affirmations will be really helpful. I think maybe watching different, like for some of you guys, like I'm feeling the suggestion to say like watch YouTube yoga videos, whether it's 10 minutes in the morning or 10 minutes before bed. Just giving yourself like 10 minutes a day to breathe, even if it's EFT tapping, just doing something that gets you into your physical body is really going to help you, really going to be powerful, especially if you're wanting to go on a conception journey. It's definitely really important that you feel like you are in your body, okay, girlfriend? Alright, I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated, please do give it a thumbs up, because it really helps my channel. Let me know in the comments down below what is going on with you. If you'd like to book a personal tarot or astrology reading with me, you can do that down below through the link to my website. I have live and I have pre-recorded readings. And audio readings as well. There's heaps on there to sort of check out, okay? So I love you so much. I'd like to thank your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, your spirit guides, all the beautiful benevolent beings that are surrounding you and I in all moments, for allowing me to receive and to deliver this reading to you. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in and still being here. I will see you in the next reading, Cancer. Peace.